Goranga, 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 Goranga.
Bluetooth connected.
Goranga, Goranga, Nityananda, Goranga, 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 Nityananda, Goranga. Goranga, Goranga, Nityananda, Goranga, 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 Nityananda, Goranga. Good morning. Let's see. Okay, it's working a little better. Hare Krishna. Yeah, good. Um, Time to associate with our best friend, Lord Caitanya. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga. Everyone, remind me to take the echo off when I stop singing. Oh, look, we have two ladies here today. Nice. Purple hair lady. Nityananda, Nityananda, go with a beard. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga. Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada. Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Shri Advaita Advaita Nityananda Gauranga Gauranga Shri 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 Advaita Nityananda Gauranga Gauranga Nityananda Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Goranga, Goranga, Goranga. Goranga, Goranga, Nityananda, Goranga, Goranga, Nityananda, Goranga, Goranga, Nityananda, Goranga. Gauranga Gauranga Nityananda 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 Gauranga Gauranga Nityananda Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya 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 Nityananda Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya 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 Shri Krishna Shri Krishna Chaitanya 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Oh my Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Oh my Lord Shri Krishna. Ah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. What a great path this is, you know? It's so amazing. You know, people think it's about, being pure, generally, you think, oh, you got to be pure. You got to be like, it's an imitation of God, you know? It's not really that. It's about getting the special mercy of the Lord. It's like people don't know the mercy of the Lord. It's so amazing that even though we're not qualified, we don't have, it's not about imitating God, being as good as God, you know. It's not about that at all. That's another mercy of the Lord. The Lord makes the guru, makes the devotee as good as God, simply because he gives himself to that devotee. See, we're here to make many people like that. Okay, and then you understand the truth, and the truth sets you free. Oh Lord, it's about you. It's about you and me connecting with you and communing with you and being buddies with you and being friends with you. What do you think Vrindavan is? It's about friendly relations with God in a very intimate basis. Hey, this is what purifies is this relationship. It's transcendental. It's wonderful. I know the thing is probably out of sync a little bit, but I got to work on that later. Try to get it ready. Oh, yeah. All right. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto again. There's a lot of energy in this Bhagavatam. Just reading the basic stuff is really amazing. Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, questions by the sages. Text number 3. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay. O expert and thoughtful men, O expert and thoughtful men, relish Srimad Bhagavatam, the mature fruit of the desire tree of Vedic literatures. See, and when you're purified, this is why the purification, getting purified by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, you get so purified that you begin to appreciate the highest, the mature fruit of the all this body of knowledge about truth, the absolute truth about God, what God is, and all that stuff. The mature fruit is this Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay? And relish it just naturally, especially when you're purified. That's why you need to be in association of devotees who have gotten this mercy. See, this mercy that where the Lord gives Himself, and that devotee is associating with the spotlessly pure Lord. It's the only thing that'll purify us in this world. Being around Brahmins who haven't attained that stage, that grace, can't do it. It's a very rare kind of purification. It's the mature fruit, this kind of realization of this absolute truth. And it's very easy to relish. When you come in this association, you become like your guru. You become also able to relish the mature fruit of Vedic literature. Otherwise, you look at people, they don't care about these things. You notice in the world, what do they care about? Money, wealth, survival of their material body. They don't care about the awakening of the spirit. They don't know what that is. You have to be taught. That's why, our teachers and our parents can teach us about the physical body, right? We're born and they teach us about our physical bodies, how to be taught about those things. But who's going to teach us about the spiritual body? See, one in touch with the spiritual body. Only they can teach a subject. They know it by personal experience. Yeah. The people, that's why people can't go beyond religion generally. You have to be with somebody who actually knows their spiritual body and teach you something beyond religion, material motivated religion. Yeah. So relish Srimad Bhagavatam. See? And this becomes easy. Matter of fact, usually you have to be very advanced to read the Srimad Bhagavatam, very purified. But you come into association of those who have the mercy of Lord Caitanya, makes it very easy. You become like those devotees very easily. You become attracted to what they're attracted. They're attracted to spirit. See, they know that they're spirits. See? Without association, you can't come to that realization easily. It'll take you many lifetimes. Mm. So, read for me there.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Therefore, this fruit has become even more tasteful, although its nectarian juice was already relishable for all, including liberated souls.
Yeah, it becomes more tasteful when devotees speak the Bhagavatam. You get more understanding, more realization. You collect the valuable jewels in these scriptures. That's what it's about. Go ahead, Tom. You know.
So, text 3: O expert and thoughtful man, relish Srimad Bhagavatam, the mature fruit of desire tree, of the desire tree of Vedic literatures. It emanates from the lips of Sri Sukadeva Goswami. Therefore, this fruit has become even more tasteful, although its nectarian juice was already relishable for all, including liberated souls. Once in a holy place, yeah, once, once in a holy place in the forest of Naimi
Sharanya.
Sharanya, Naimi Sharanya, great sages headed by the sage Shaunaka,
Yeah.
assembled to perform.
You guys, you read a little bit. I actually have some emergency duty I have to do here. So you read with River. Just kind of go with it, and if you feel to speak about your realizations, you share some things too.
Okay,
Okay, and I'll be back in a little bit. I just have to do some stuff. Just came up.
okay,
So you guys share. Decide when you want to read each. Okay.
yeah.
So I'll be back.
I'll be back. Oh my god. Hare Krishna. Text 4. Once in a holy place in the forest of
You might
Naimisharanya.
want to read some purport too on those things a little bit.
Okay, I start text 3 purport. So the text is: O expert and thoughtful man, relish Srimad Bhagavatam, the mature fruit of desire, of the desire tree of Vedic literatures. It emanates from the lips of Sri Shukadeva Goswami. Therefore, this fruit has become even more tasteful, although its nectarian juice was already relishable for all, including liberated souls. Wow. Purport by Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada. In the two previous shlokas, it has been divinely proved that the Srimad Bhagavatam is the sublime literature which surpasses all other Vedic scriptures due to its transcendental qualities. Due to its transcendental qualities. It is transcendental to all mundane activities and mundane knowledge. It's transcendental to all mundane activities and mundane knowledge. In this shloka, it is stated that Srimad Bhagavatam is not only a superior literature, but it is the ripened fruit of all Vedic literatures. In other words, it is the cream of all Vedic knowledge. Considering all this, patient and submissive hearing is definitely essential. Considering all this, patient and submissive hearing is definitely essential. With great respect and attention, one should receive the message and lessons imparted by the Srimad Bhagavatam. Yes, I feel it's a suggestion. Receive receive the message and lessons imparted by the Srimad Bhagavatam. I wrote down, actually, it's just about allowing God to maintain us. Hare Krishna. So considering all this, patient and submissive hearing is definitely essential. With great respect and attention, one should receive the message and lessons imparted by the Srimad Bhagavatam. The Vedas are compared to the desire tree. Yes. Oh, it's effortlessly, I feel, to be there. Without effort, the desire tree. The Vedas are compared to the desire tree because they contain all things knowable by man. They deal with mundane necessities as well as spiritual realization. Well, here again, this maintenance. I wrote down before allow God to maintain me. To allow God to maintain me. The Vedas are compared to the desire tree because they contain all things knowable by man. They deal with mundane necessities as well as spiritual realization. The Vedas contain regulative principles of knowledge covering social, political, religious, economic, military, medicinal, chemical, physical, and metaphysical subject matter, and all that may be necessary to keep the body and soul together. Wow. Above and beyond all this are specific directions for spiritual realization. Above and beyond all this are specific directions for spiritual realization. Well, regulative knowledge involves a gradual raising of the living entity to the spiritual platform. Regulative knowledge involves a gradual raising of the living entity to the spiritual platform. Just like Johan says every time. I offer my obeisances to the spiritual, to the souls who help other souls to the spiritual platform. Regulative knowledge involves a gradual raising of the living entity to the spiritual platform. And the highest spiritual realization is knowledge that the personality of Godhead is the reservoir of all spiritual tastes or rasas. Wow. Highest spiritual realization is knowledge that the personality of Godhead is the reservoir of all spiritual tastes or rasas. Wow. He's the source of all sources. My words. Every living entity, beginning from Brahma, the firstborn living being within the material world, down to the insignificant ant, desires to relish some sort of taste derived from sense perception. These sensual pleasures are technically called rasas. Such rasas are of different varieties. Such rasas are of different varieties. I like variety, my words. In the revealed scriptures, the following 12 varieties of rasas are enumerated. 1. Raudra. anger. 2. Abhuta, wonder. 3. Shringar, conjugal love. 4. Hasya, comedy. 5. Vira, vir, chivalry. 6. Daya, mercy. Whoa. 7. Dasya, servitorship. Oh, oh, wow, it's so beautiful to contact and relish these. Let them sink in, let them absorb. 7. Dasya, servitorship. 8. Sakya, fraternity. 9. Bhayanak, horror. Bhayanak, horror. 10. Bibhatsa, bibhatsa, shock. Oh. 11. Shanta, neutrality. 12. Vatsalya, parenthood. The sum of all these rasas is called affection or love. The sum of all these rasas is called affection or love. Oh my God. Primarily, such signs of love are manifested in adoration, service, friendship, parental affection, and conjugal love. Well, that are the different relationships, my words. Such signs of love are manifested in adoration, service, friendship, parental affection, and conjugal love. And when these 5 are absent, love is present indirectly. When these 5 are absent, love is present indirectly in anger, wonder, comedy, chivalry, fear, shock, and so on. For example, when a man is in love with a woman, the rasa is called conjugal love. But when such love affairs are disturbed, there may be wonder, anger, shock, or even horror. Yes, I remember Srila Garidas used the word undisturbed. Let's be undisturbed. But when such love affairs are disturbed, there may be wonder, anger, shock, or even horror. Sometimes love affairs between 2 persons culminate in ghastly murder scenes. Such rasas are displayed between man and between animal and animal. There is no possibility of an exchange of rasa between a man and an animal, or between a man and any other species of living beings within the material world. So again, there is no possibility of an exchange of rasa between a man and an animal, or between a man and any other species of living beings within the material world.
Now that's very interesting.
Yeah, whoa, the sound coming, yes.
I'm listening at the same time, but I got to do this other.
Yeah, this echo is really shocking.
The all-seeing eye is here, or the all-seeing ear.
Well, so last sentence, there is no
Yeah,
possibility.
and just one little thing on that. So this really is enlightening to me, because then it shows you the people that have rasas with their animals. It's kind of a kind of an imaginary thing, like having an imaginary friend. It's just, I notice it looked a bit unreal when I see people doing that with their animals. And now I understand, because see, this the Vedas really help. I was wondering, what is this going on here? So it's kind of a speculation. There's no real rasa. The dog isn't thinking anything other than probably give me my food and maybe some very basic feelings. So, anyways, it's an interesting thing to contemplate.
It's really like God is intervening. Hare Krishna. There is no possibility of an exchange or rasa between a man and an animal, or between a man and any other species of living beings within the material world. The rasas are exchanged between members of the same species. The rasas are exchanged between members of the same species. Wow. Wow, that's a deep one. The rasas are exchanged between members of the same species. But as far as the spirit souls are concerned, they are one qualitatively with the Supreme Lord. Wow. As far as the spirit souls are concerned, they are one qualitatively with the Supreme Lord. Therefore, the rasas were originally exchanged between the spiritual living beings and the spiritual whole, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I feel that's Atma and Paramatma, soul and super soul. The spiritual exchange, or ras, is fully exhibited in spiritual existence between the living beings and the Supreme Lord. The spiritual exchange of ras is fully exhibited in spiritual existence between living beings and the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is therefore described in the Shruti mantras, Vedic hymns, as the fountainhead of all rasas. The fountainhead of all rasas. When one associates with, associates, yes, again. When one associates with the Supreme Lord and engages one's constitutional ras with the Lord, then the living being is actually happy. Wow. It's the living association, the living exchange, my words. So here it says, when one associates with the Supreme Lord and exchanges one's constitutional ras with the Lord, then the living being is actually happy. Wow. These Shruti mantras indicate that every living being has its constitutional position, which is endowed with a particular type of rasa to be exchanged with the personality of Godhead. Wow. These Shruti mantras indicate that every living being has its constitutional position, which is endowed with a particular type of ras to be exchanged with the personality of Godhead. Whoa! When I let sink in this, Let's let this sink in. It's really this absorbing is really beyond anything. That every living being has its constitutional position, which is endowed with a particular type of rasa to be exchanged with the personality of Godhead. Wow. Well, in the liberated condition only, this primary ras is experienced in full. Wow. In the liberated condition only, this primary ras is experienced in full. Wow.
Isn't that amazing how deep Prabhupada's books can be? You know, even and this is just the first canto. It shows you he taught more than Vaidhi Bhakti. This stuff even blows my mind.
Oh my God, what's happening? My words. In the material existence, the rasa is experienced in the perverted form. There we go again, which is temporary. In the material existence, the rasa is experienced in the perverted form, which is temporary. And thus, the rasas of the material world are exhibited in the material form of raudra, anger, and so on. Wow, this is clarifying. Okay. In the material existence, the rasa is experienced in the perverted form, which is temporary. And thus the rasas of the material world are exhibited in the material form of raudra, anger, and so on. Therefore, one who attains full knowledge of these different rasas, which are the basic principles
Yeah, one thing is like now we got a little debate going, which is nice. You got people. I love my cat too. Amy says, and probably Karuna saying something like that too. I love my little cat too, and probably Rivers thinking, I also love my cat. Well, actually, no. Okay. See, actually, love of God is very amazing. It's very specific. Then you get a real perspective of what real love is. Otherwise, you don't know. It's just what to the body, man. When your body is finished, there's no more of that love that you have for that cat. It's just gone. It's finished. But this love of God is really amazing. I mean, it's true love. It's like, you hear these things about the true love in the world, but that's all like, it's just a fantasy. It's not really the truth. True love is love of Krishna. It's love of God. It's amazing. I mean, and that's yeah. And so that's why these shastras can be misunderstood, because people just don't understand, that the depth of love of God, and they think love of something else is the same or highly exalted. Anyway, just some food for thought. What do you think, River? It's your turn to read a little bit too, so you may give some thoughts about this.
Oh yes, it's a long purport.
Do I have to keep reading the purport?
Um, you don't want to? Is that?
Not really. I will if you want me to.
No. Okay. No, you can.
I'll carry
Whatever
on
you.
reading it.
Yeah,
Where
that's
did
probably.
Okay, Maharaj, where did you finish, Tom?
Halfway of the purport of verse 3.
Okay. So did you read these Shruti mantras? Did you read that paragraph?
Let me see.
Is it the one after? Therefore.
Yeah, I lost it.
Okay, I'm going to read from there because I remember you reading that one.
Yeah.
Thank you, Maharaj. These Shruti mantras indicate that every living being has its constitutional position, which is endowed with a particular type of ras to be exchanged to be exchanged with the personality of Godhead. In the liberated condition only, this primary ras is experienced in full. In the material existence, the ras is experienced in the perverted form, which is temporary, and thus the rases of the material world are exhibited in the material form of Rudra, anger, and so on. Yeah, because everybody has these mundane relationships with their family members or whoever they may be, and they're temporary, and you have to kind of work really, really hard at them as well. And they don't give you actually anything that you need to help you walk your life, walk your life if you haven't come to this path already. And these relationships are not built with absolute truth. They're not actually built on the foundation of truth, and they're still material because people are not in spirit, and they're kind of draining. We get angry, they're tiring, they're mundane. Well, they're all mundane. Here in a relationship in absolute truth, in spirit, what we all get, all of us, wherever we are in our relationship with Krishna, we get something. We get nourished. We get this nutrition that nourishes wherever we are, whatever we need, which will be different for all of us. It will carry on nourishing us and carrying on transforming us and transcending us. You said something before about transcending us out of these mundane relationships. You might think, like with my cat, I love him. I like him more than before because of Karuna. Before he was just here, and now he's more of an energy. I don't really see him as a cat. He's more of an energy, and if something happened to him and he had to leave for some reason, I'd probably miss his energy for a little while, but then it would fade away. In this associating with this absolute truth, being in this association, this energy will transcend me from that energy of missing shadow or missing somebody. But if I didn't have this, I'd probably focus on shadow disappearing or something, and I'd focus on that, and we'd just get deep into that, and then I'd go and talk to other people about it, and they'd go, "Oh, you're poor cat." No, we don't get that here. We get absolute truth here. We get reality here, so we can carry on, even though it might, to a lot of people, it may sound a bit cold, but it's not. It's absolute truth, and people are not at that stage. They're not in that environment to be able to receive this knowledge. Just receive it. They've still got all the blocks of this mundane world and mundane relationships. But yeah, it is a perverted form. These experiences that we have, if we have them with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, if we have them here with with Maharaj, and in this energy, we get the clear form, we get the clear relationship, we get the real upliftment, we get the real rising out of these mundane relationships, this mundane world. And yes, it was before, it said it in the purport, we have to actually do things in the material world. There's certain things we have to do because we are still not in, but maybe a little bit more aloof to this consciousness, but we still have to do certain things, but we know what we love. We know that we love, and it's just so uplifting and so satisfying and pacifying to be in this potency every day. It's so great. So I'll carry on. Therefore, one who attains full knowledge of these different rasas, which are the basic principles of activities, can understand the false representations of the original rasas. So we can see, with with understanding this knowledge, we're receiving this knowledge with this ras, with this Sangha, this ras with Maharaj, this ras with Lord Caitanya. We are starting to see the false representations everywhere, the inconclusiveness everywhere, alloyed things everywhere. We're starting to see that. And when I can watch, I don't know if all the time, but I was watching something last night with a guy called Maharaj will know, Dollar Vigilante. And even though he's a nice guy, but there's something about him. He must be some kind of, I think, maybe a demigod. But he was talking about what's going on in the world. And he's actually exhausted. He's actually exhausted with this material world. And like, in a way, like the demons, they're exhausted with this world. Now they want to disturb and create havoc. He wants
Yeah,
to...
I was thinking of going seeing him sometime, because he looks like he just doesn't know where to go now. I mean, he has nothing to talk about except what's going on, and that's boring.
Yep.
He even looks bored.
Bored. He's bored.
And I think he's smoking again, because he gave up smoking and drinking. He's probably drinking again, because where are they going to go? This is the only place. I'm going to take a trip there. That's what I'm gonna
You really should. He needs you. He needs, well,
do.
everybody
He
does.
needs this. I think he would be
He
open
needs
to
it.
it. Also. He needs
Because
it.
you can, Marge, you can, if you could just steer him into this path, it will fill in all his gaps. It will conclusify everything he says, because he says some half-finished things, and he needs real meditation, and it's here.
And
because
he loves Lucy too, with tacos and kisses.
she's part of his act. He's got about 6 dogs. Oh my God. But yeah, so when he was speaking, I was listening to him. You could fill in the rest of what he's saying. You can steer him to what he needs. You can see what he needs. I mean, I know everybody needs this, but he's making it clear, because he's been on this path for a while now of being like a demigod in a way, and finding out all the not conspiracies, but what's going off. And now, yes, he's bored with that, and he's talking to some gurus, but it's not enough. It's really, really not enough. Anyway, so I'll carry on. So this is what having the Lord within and being in this environment, the spiritual environment, we can see the knowledge, we can feel the knowledge, we can see the mundane rasas. We don't want to be, having those mundane rasas, because they don't lift us and give us the real true nutrients of what we need for our lives. So it is, and yeah, you might see, like me and Karuna were doing Harinam before, Keaton, and I was shouting at him and all of these things, but it was an act, but it was real and temporary, because I didn't feel hurt, I didn't feel angry, I didn't feel pain in my heart. It was like just like outside, actually, which was really, really nice. Okay, where was I? Okay.
And I just want to say something small, like this. I feel this maintenance from God is coming through the devotees, through the associates.
Yeah.
And sometimes we need this consciousness to become complete, and the completion comes through the devotees.
Yeah.
By the association. So that's the teamwork, what's going on. Okay, you were at, therefore, one who attains full knowledge.
Thank you.
Beginning of the paragraph.
Thank you. Therefore, one who attains full knowledge of these different rasas, which are the basic principles of activities, can understand the false representations of the original rasas, which are reflected in the material world. That's what makes it really fun and uplifting and living life, is that You're not walking in this material world, not as much, nowhere as much. You're not dragged down. And if you are, if you get disturbed, for instance, if I get disturbed, I come here, I be in this association, and just like that, and it is like that now, back here, back in this association, lifted, completely drowned out all of the mundane stuff that's happening, and it happens here all the time. And now as well, being in this knowledge, you see so many reflections of Vrindavan. You see so many reflections everywhere. We could go on and on about them, and that's fun. That's fun. The learned scholars seek to relish the real ras in the spiritual form, and that's what we're doing. We're not even seeking it anymore, because we're here with it. We are receiving it. We are in association with this ras, with each other, and learning and being and growing so much more than ever before. And the scholars, I don't know if it is this, the scholars, the mundane scholars who just preach their books, they cannot know this knowledge. One, because they're not linked to the parampara. They do not have a bona fide spiritual master to hear from. They're like on their own. Here is we, and we do together. This is like on their own. I think it was Govinda did a class today. I can and I can't. Was it that, Govinda? Is he there? I don't know. We always can. We always can, especially if we have patience. Have the patience. It will all work out. And whatever I've said, it always works out. Being here in this association, no matter, like people were saying things about Karuna and things, it works out. And then things happen that it works out. It's like that. But everything that Maharaj has practically has been my life, has changed my life, has just brought me out of this mundane where we've liked living. We like living. We like the pain. We like the people, like the misery. They're used to the misery. They're covered over by the misery. And that's all they know. If that's all they know, that's all they're going to go to. Here, it's just leaving all that stuff you've been going round and round in this world to be lifted into the spiritual world. It's just so, wow, it's just so wonderful. Okay, in the beginning, he desires to become one with the Supreme. Well, that's really not happened to me because of Maharaj. Maharaj has been talking to us about what happens with us when we want to become one with the Supreme. It's a start, but we don't want to stay there. Okay. Thus, less intelligent transcendentalists cannot go beyond this conception of becoming one with the spiritual whole without knowing our different rasas. And no, they can't, because they don't have they don't listen to somebody like Srila Gaura Haridas, and there isn't. Maharaj is so deep in his knowledge of transcendental knowledge. The so-called transcendentalists, they don't have the link to the parampara. They don't sit up with Maharaj and hear from him. They don't go through, the highest devotional service and hearing from the most advanced spiritual master and actually go through purification. They cannot know this conception. They cannot go beyond that one because they don't know this knowledge. They cannot. Nobody has this knowledge like Srila Gaura Haridas do. He is like our spiritual father, growing up his spiritual family. We are his spiritual family, and it is really like that. And so all they have to do is come here, and everything will be all right. But everybody wants to play out their own story and think they're in charge of their own story, but this is the greatest story. This is, what's that film? This is the greatest story that has always been and will always be. And it's our real security. It's truth. It's real. It's always like this. We are getting to know our real family and being like, I was going to say the word sucked back there, but we are just like going back. And we're not really going. I realize we're not going anywhere. And
absorbed, yes.
There, yeah, absorbed. And it's like, so I'm not very well. the body's quite sore. But speaking and discussing Krishna and hearing about Krishna, it takes you away from that bodily thing. You know, it's there still, it's not gone, it's there, but this is the focus. This is where I want to be. And it works with all of our difficulties. It works with it's our card. It's our, like Maharaj says, our lottery ticket, our golden ticket for the chocolate factory, you know. And it really is. And nobody is left out. Nobody is left out. And this is the greatest thing about this. Everybody is included if you want. And yeah. Okay. In this sloka, it is definitely stated that spiritual ras, which is relished even in the liberated stage, can be experienced in the literature of the Srimad Bhagavatam due to its being the ripened fruit of all Vedic knowledge. But submissively hearing this transcendental literature, one can attain the full pleasure of the heart's desire. Absolutely, really listening to this vibration. And I've been trying to like compare it. Let me just. Trying to compare it to music that we love. We have music that we love and it just gives us this taste. You know, we like it, but it just gives us that taste for that moment, that little bit of taste. But here, this vibration, it gives us everything. It gives us knowledge. It gives us upliftment. It transforms us. We're transcending. You know, we're just going away from everything that is dangerous and dark and not inviting, you know, material anger and anxieties and stresses, all of those things. Here, together with headed by Srila Gaura Haridas, we can get beyond these things. We can transcend these things together. And it's been happening. It's been happening because Maharaj is our living example and making more living examples. And because it tastes so juicy and you can keep eating in that juicy fruit.
Yeah, you know, and by the way, read some comments too sometimes too.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, everybody involved. Yeah, there's so many people writing and, you know, share, you know, that's a great way to get everybody.
Okay, Maharaj. So we'll go back.
Talk about the comments.
Okay. Oh yes, so many. Okay, I'm going to start.
Just pick a few juicy ones.
Harry Krishna Daniels is saying people around us are getting better lives and better births of being around and kind to us. Karuna Sindhu. I am watching Mahamidi Swami's class yesterday. I was shocked how mundane his disclosure was. Absolutely.
You know, that's so many people like that. You know, it's these devotees. They're put in high esteem, but their classes are just they're nothing like no depth at all to them. And they're, you know, people think they're so high gurus because they're all. It's unbelievable, actually. It reminds me of how people believe in politicians and stuff like that. It's like I can't believe it actually that people are so dumb. Or actually dumbed down. You know, they just dumbed down to such a gross level. And even in like Vaishnava religion, these people, I mean, Mahanidhi Swami doesn't look happy at all. I also looked at him. It doesn't look, you know, it's just like, gee whiz, man.
Right, can you say that last sentence again?
I said, yeah, guys like that, like Mahanidhi Swami, doesn't even really look happy. Not inside. It's like, because it's the Lord, when the Lord is happy in your heart, you shine. You can see it on the face. And the more you see devotees that are actually happy, then you know what real happiness is. But people lost that. They don't even know anymore what does a happy person look like inside. Because when the heart smiles, it shows when it's spirit smile. You You know, it's different than, you know, the way people look. You know, and these, you know, gurus aren't reflecting this spirit smile that I've seen.
Yeah,
they,
absolutely.
they naturally become attracted where they focus. They become absorbed and sucked into that, attracted to that, where they're according to their focus, and the focus is coming where they have faith, there they focus. So, but they so it's natural attraction to come into those rasas, and they don't they cannot taste the other qualities because they are focused and attracted and have faith in that qualities.
Yeah, they need the stronger focus. You know, they come here and our focus is taken away from all of those things. And more so, gradually, sorry, our focus goes more to that which is that's helping us, really, truly helping us and uplifting us and showing us the illusion. Oh my God, this is what Dollar Vigilante was talking about. This whole thing has been set up. It's nothing is real. It's such an illusion. They've got everybody, you know, in this illusion, just running around like little ants, and none of it's real. And you know, things that you've just grown up with, and you've just been doing it naturally. Nothing is real. And here, you won't be able to see that if you don't come to this here to the spiritual vibration.
Yeah,
It won't
this
be
Yeah,
guru.
read some more comments. Don't get too, you know.
okay. Duck can cover. Okay, Amy's saying the door is open to this clubhouse, and the water in the pool is perfect. Come on in and experience the magic of yourself. You will regret passing up this amazing opportunity. Absolutely. I'm just going backwards. So Philip Michael is saying, greatest story ever or never told. That was about Hitler. I don't know exactly. Is this the greatest story ever told? Okay. Queen is talking about Tucker. Shamagori is saying to dear Philip Michael, I agree with you because we do. Okay, I'm going to go back actually. Philip Michael, pure love is total love. I say that love comes from God and it can be for a cat. Oh, and it can be for a cat, yourself, your wife, or whatever. But that love still comes from God. That's what I think. That's my view.
Yeah, love. Yeah, of course, love comes from God. But what we're learning here is the difference between the reflected love that in the material energy and potency from the pure love of God. See, the pure love of God is eternal. This is the dim reflection that keeps us in the Maya because it pollutes us. It's not pure. It's meant to keep the consciousness down. The love of God raises purifies the consciousness, enlivens the consciousness, awakens the soul, does everything to the spirit. And the spirit is what's really, really, really real forever. Otherwise, you're lost in this love of the world, you know, love of this and love of that. But it's not pure enough. It's just part of the material modes of nature. So that distinction has to be made. Otherwise, you think it's the same love of God. Well, love of my dog is the same as love of God. Well, sorry. You know, I know better personally, and I'm here to teach better. So that's and help people get that experience. So you know, also, love of dog is different than love of God. That's why it's interesting. Dog, God, isn't it? You spell God backwards. See, it's backwards. Love of dog is backwards. Love of God is forwards. Um, so I know this will trigger a lot of people. A lot of people won't like this because they're attached to their love for dogs and cats and persons. It's just the way it is. I'm not going to stop telling people love of God is the purest form. Love of dog is the material illusion. And that's what brings you back. I mean, look at Bart Mars. I mean, you know, if people say, well, I don't agree, well, that's too bad, man. You don't, I'll put the picture on this. You don't like the Bhagavatam? You don't like the Bhagavatam version? Too bad for you, man. Too bad for you. Bart Maharaj came back as a deer because he loved deer better than God. That's the truth. And yeah, let's push some buttons, man. Get angry, man. Hate me for this, man. Yeah, that's your love of dog, man. Make you hate, love of cat, love of goldfish, whatever bullshit you love in this world, man. That's what it is. It's bullshit, man. Man, Bhagavatam, I'm in. I want to stand behind Bhagavatam. I don't know. You stand behind your love of dog. I'll stand behind the love of God, man. Love of Bhagavatam, which is God's words. And let's see who wins. God will win because He's true.
Boy.
Love of dog, this stuff. You're gonna die, man. I'll convince you. You stay here for a while. I'll convince you. You love a dog. Your dog's gonna die. You're gonna die. It doesn't exist anymore. Those bodies are finished. Your love is finished. And you come back into this world again. And you get a new dog and you get a new body and you got love of dog again. And it goes on and on and on with people, with friends, with gold, with money, with everything material. You're lost in illusion until you hear this kind of truth. Even though you hate it, it's good. It shows you the hatred, man. That's what the hatred is, because of your love for the world. See? And then but when you start to love, the pure love of God is beautiful, man. It's perfect. And you become an eternal, immortal person. And then you can still have dog. I mean, I'd like to go visit, what's her name's dog? Maria's dog. Nice dog, fun and all that. But love, come on. You can do better than that. That's why you meet me, people meeting me here, so you get free of that. Your sadness, people sad. When I met Maria and I met all these people, and they're sad. You go through sadness, right? Because it's your love for the world and worldly things, But gradually you'll see love of God frees you from the sadness and to come back here to a sad, sorrowful place, this world, full of sorrow. But if you do come back, you come back like Narada Muni. You come here and preach the truth and set a bunch of people free.
Free at last.
I bet I pissed a few people off tonight. Good. Go back to it, man. I'm not going to watch the feedback. I'll watch the feedback.
You're going to disturb the Maya out of people. You got to shake that out of them. People are we're holding on to these strings of all of these different varieties in Maya, and they just become blocks to our relationship with hearing Krishna clearly. But here it's all ironed out. We can walk our path simply because of Srila Gaura Haridas, and it is because of him and for us every day. Tom, do you want to read the comments?
Well, I see the first one, but let's skip that. Freddie Boutsen. Some people love animals more than humans, often after they were betrayed in human relationships. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. That's very interesting. Yeah, people do that, because they're being betrayed, because people in Maya betray you this naturally. When you're led to love of God and love into the pure thing, that's you overcome that betrayal of Maya. There's no other way. You have to come to the point of loving God. God is the pure one. The God is the purification. He's spotlessly pure. It's true love. And it's possible, especially here in this Sangha, because there are a lot of true lovers of God here. It's fantastic, man. You have that opportunity. Otherwise, usually you're always around polluted love in this world. Even good people, their love is polluted. Look at Daksha in the Bhagavatam. So great to have examples like Daksha. He was a demigod in the higher heavenly planets, and his love was polluted. He still had jealousy, material hatred and angers, and against pure love. which are the pure devotees. They come with this pure love in the world. So it's bewildering, this stuff. And that's what you generally, at best usually have association with demigod types, good people that are good, but they're still, their love, their heart is not purified enough. You need to meet the transcendental devotees, the associates of the Lord, the transcendental associates, and then your freedom really, your way out of this mess is there. Otherwise, big problems.
Yeah, and animals don't talk back, so you can love your animals. They don't speak back to you. Okay. Ian saying, yeah, this Sangha has put the icing and cherry on the cake of my devotional life. Absolutely, yes. Something that Amy. Moment. Where are you? It is interesting. It's an interesting topic to ponder, though. Humans are very attracted to animals and feel so much compassion for them, like the way a baby needs you to care for it, and it creates this loving bond of care. Oh wow, where was I? Of care for it, and it creates this loving bond of caretaker, and the love that is reciprocated from that role. However, people don't feel as much compassion or feelings for wild animals that might attack you, especially ones that aren't cute. It's only when they have that owner-pet relationship. It's similar to parent-child relationship, except the animal doesn't feel the same array of feelings that humans experience. They don't care nearly as much as humans care. Krishna. Krishna. Yeah, it's amazing to see the way people are interacting with the animals online. Wow. Okay, Gurdam. Shamagori. I don't watch no other gurus' classes anymore because they are not worth. They are not worse for me. They are not worse for me. I only come here to listen to you, my dear Gurudev, and classes given by devotees of our family. Me too. Karuna saying, Karuna Sindhu, Chilagora Haridas, I don't think you can just bounce up. Maybe bounce up on Jeff's, but book a place for the next Anapulco gathering. So he's talking about Dollar Vigilante again. Yeah, they have some but they're not cheap, Karuna, those things. They're still not cheap.
Yeah, they cost a lot of money, these guys. They're always into money.
Yeah, they still put them online, so they're free afterwards. Okay. Back to Tom. Guru's clarifications and words and vibrations, we need to come out of the perverted identifications. Yeah, Maharaj's vibration will do that. Maharaj has helped me realize everything that I've been identifying to is people in this mundane world, and it's not steady. It's dangerous. It's difficult. It's all those things that we are not. Here, Maharaj just turned that around by hearing, and simply by hearing every day as much as possible, as much as we can. And I could go through all of those purifications. You can hear more. You understand the knowledge more. You can see the reflection more. You feel in the reflection. You can understand the exalted personalities instead of what they say is exalted personalities in this world. It's really coming clear, and it is unbelievable. Only because 1 moment. It's unbelievable because people don't come here and experience it. If we do not experience this life, we will never know it. We need to, and we are so lucky to have Maharaj and everybody here to be able to experience this really well. in this open forum, represented by Srila Gaura Haridas, represented Lord Caitanya by Srila Gaura Haridas, and we can rest. And it's really showing us, I wouldn't have believed it if I didn't come here. And even if I did believe it and I didn't come here, I would never have been able to stay on this vibration. I would never been able to become steadier on this vibration without receiving that, just receiving the mercy, receiving that vibration. And it's it's brought so much. Okay, what's happened here? Tom, do you want to read some? You read some.
I feel disoriented.
Okay. Read that one by Ian Krishna Claridge. Can you see that one?
I look in
You know what? Also, going to go back to reading a little bit too. Back and forth a little bit. So maybe read the book a little bit.
Do you want to read, Tom?
Yeah, I feel maybe next verse, this verse number 3.
We did number
verse number 4. I intuitively, I feel attracted to that. Okay. Text 4. Once in a holy place in the forest of Naimisharanya, great sages headed by the sage Saunaka, assembled to perform a great 1,000-year sacrifice for the satisfaction of the Lord and his devotees. One day, after finishing their morning duties, by burning a sacrificial fire and offering a seat of esteem to Srila Sutta Goswami, the great sages made inquiries with great respect about the following matters. The sages said, "Respected Sutta Goswami, you are completely free from all vice. You are well versed in all the scriptures famous for religious life, and in the Puranas and the histories as well. For you have gone through them under proper guidance, yes, under proper guidance, and have also explained to them." I feel this proper guidance that's resonating with where we were. For you have gone through them under proper guidance and have also explained them. Being the eldest, learned Vedantist, O Sutta Goswami, you are acquainted with the knowledge of Vyasadeva, who is the incarnation of Godhead, and you also know other sages who are fully versed in all kinds of physical and metaphysical knowledge. And because you are submissive, your spiritual masters have endowed you with all the favors bestowed upon a gentle disciple. Therefore, you can tell us all that you have scientifically learned from them. I feel this parampara, this passing on the consciousness, passing on the realizations.
Yeah, you can see those who come to this point of submission, submissive hearing, like when you're really like getting it, you really understand. Let me just hear submissively, because now you're going to go beyond speculation and you get these favors. The favors is to relish the name of God. This is the real opulence of the world. This is the real wealth. To taste this holy communion with the Supreme Lord, it's like you become a priest. See, these are the favors. You become You get spiritual gifts. You become a good speaker. You can stand up for the truth. You overcome Maya, the illusory potency. You're free from the cycle of birth and death. All these kinds of things. You have instant purification of your heart. It's just so many benefits, so many things that are real, true. You get immortality, eternal life that even the elites can't get. You become more wealthy than the most wealthy people in the world because you got wealth of the spirit that they don't have. See, so that you get from coming to the point where you realize, oh yeah, I got it. Let me just submissively hear and overcome speculation and get what my guru has. And those who are following my guru have. You can see those who are submissively hearing here, look at the favors you get. You become a gentle disciple like that. And you become beautiful qualities that astound the world more and more, and bring them into this path so that they can also be delivered. Otherwise, they're all in prison, like prisoners. They have different types of mentalities, and some are hardened criminals. This is this Maya. We're in this thing, and we're here to bring people out, but you got to bring out by example. People, you come here, that's why I say, come here for a while, come to the point of seeing how to do this path, how to follow it. Look at the examples here, the role models, and get this glory. Get these favors given to those who have figured it out. The went in the door, the real bona fide spiritual master, who is not like these kind of gurus out there that don't have their spirit awakened. The bona fide spiritual master, you get what you see in the Bhagavatam, these kinds of special favors. You can see the book realize. You see people in the living books here. The examples here are already, we're making so many examples of this. It's fabulous. Okay, go ahead.
Let's see. Text 10. Text 9. Please, therefore, being blessed with many years, explain to us in an easily understandable way what you have ascertained to be the absolute and ultimate good for the people in general.
See, he's ascertained the ultimate good for the people in general because of love of God. There's no other way to ascertain this ultimate good and truth and all that. That's an experienced devotee. You need a prema bhakti. You need a devotee who has realized Krishna. And that's just the fact. Otherwise, you will not get a clear, conclusive understanding of what life is all about. You won't be controversial like this. You'll be ass-kissing and a people-pleasing person. And nobody gets anywhere with those kind of persons. Your opinion has to differ from everybody else in Maya, including these kind of gurus out there that you call your leaders, these fearful leaders of yours. Not fearless leaders, fearful. They haven't overcome fear, because only those who really love God overcome fear. That's it. This possibility is here and accessible for people. I haven't seen any other practical place to get such things. Unless you're with a real Christian, then you get something of this, but not of this extent that I live with. I have so much experience with the interesting. I lived with these ecstatic Christians for a month, so I even got that experience. Because I was looking, I want to see, well, let's see how deep this goes. It was good, but this is perfection. When you put the Vedas together with love of Krishna, love of God, then it's the best. It's sublime.
Yeah.
We're very fortunate, actually. That's what I feel. That's my conclusion.
O learned one, I continue. O learned one, in this iron age of Kali, Yes, this age of candy. O learned one, in this iron age of Kali, men almost always have but short lives. They are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. Yes, this age of candy. Shilakaridas was talking about candy. 11. There are many varieties of scriptures, and in all of them there are many prescribed duties, which can be learned only after many years of study in their various divisions. Therefore, O sage, please select the essence of all these scriptures and explain it for the good of all living beings, that by such instruction their hearts may be fully satisfied. Yes, I wrote down that it takes these burdens of our heart, yeah, all those resistance, those dysfunctional parts, that by such instruction their hearts may be fully satisfied.
Yeah.
All blessings upon you. All blessings upon you, O Sutta Goswami. You know for what purpose the personality of God had appeared in the womb of Devaki, as the son of Vasudeva. O Sutta Goswami, we are eager to learn about the personality of Godhead and his incarnations. Please explain to us those teachings imparted by previous masters, acharyas. For one is uplifted both by speaking them and by hearing them.
Jai Shila Gauraharidas.
Jai! Acharya Srila Gaura Haridas.
Yep.
Living beings who are entangled in the complicated meshes of birth and death can be freed immediately by even unconsciously chanting the holy name of Krishna, which is feared by fear personified. Which is feared by fear personified. I don't really get that.
I don't actually, Maharaj, are you there?
Yes, yes.
Would you explain that one, please?
Yeah, well, there's a personification of fear. That's like a deity. Personification, like Lord Shiva. Could say he's a personified fear. Fear is the being cut off from God. That's why you see the people, the lizard people, they're so cut off from God. You know, the ones in control, they live on that fear. Matter of fact, they even get people when they drink their blood, they get them in a very terrified position. It enhances the blood. So that shows you how bad of a place we're in. So you better get on the bandwagon, people, because it ain't looking pretty in this world. The fear is just beginning, man. And here we get complete relief from all the fear. It's just amazing. So, hint, fear personified coming up the rear.
It's so funny that echo voice and then that gray center popping up. Like God is speaking and then plop is
Yeah.
facing there.
It's speaking in the atmosphere, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Like his voice is coming from behind or something, or from another from another dimension. Yes, from inside.
We all see here.
Yeah. Where are you? fully satisfied. Yes, that's the last words. That by such instruction their hearts may be fully satisfied. Wow. I cannot. I'm very um, intuitive now. I want to know the Sanskrit words. Supra sadati becomes fully satisfied. Wow.
Which verse are you reading still?
That's the synonyms of 1:11.
Oh.
So there it says, for the good of the living beings, by which the self becomes fully satisfied. Please
Yeah.
tell. Please tell us, for the good of the living beings, by which the self becomes fully satisfied. Wow.
Yeah, the good of living beings is it's only the person that's ascertained the highest truths has the clearest understanding. See, it's all ignorance that makes us unhappy. And so this love of Krishna, this prema, this love of God, it's amazing. It gives you the proper understanding. See, Bhagavad Gita 10:10 again and again and again. It's just perfect. You listen to those and it clears your path just by the word. See, the word is God. The word was with God. That's that intimate devotee is with God, man. The word comes from them. The clarity of where to go, man. The best of all places, paradise, is opened up by the word of a real devotee, man. Wow, amazing.
Oh, talking about attraction and sucking and absorbed. Please tell us, for the good of the living beings, by which the self becomes fully satisfied. I like this shloka. Wow. Hari Hari. For one is uplifted both by speaking them and hearing them.
Yep.
Living text 14. Living beings who are entangled in the complicated meshes of birth and death can be freed immediately by even unconsciously chanting the holy name of Krishna, which is feared by fear personified. O Sutta, those great sages who have completely taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord can at once sanctify those who come in touch with them, whereas the waters of the Ganges can sanctify only after prolonged use. Prolonged use. So this is the most efficient way of sanctification.
Yeah, of course. The other one is like many lifetimes,
Yeah.
taking so long. Maharaj is a practically pure devotee, and we've been in contact with him for so long now. He has done that for us, sanctified us. So now when we talk to others, you look at Lalita and Johan, they can give that to others as well. We feel it. I feel it. And it's quick. It's quick.
By association, by listening.
Yeah. But we ultimately we have the most confidential spiritual master that gives us that, keeps us connected, keeps us together, because he's given us this juice all the time. Presence.
Yeah, he's the magnet.
Yeah. He's a magnet. Yeah.
Magnanimous magnet.
He does his job well. Maharaj does his job really well. It's great. It's brilliant. Yeah.
Text 16. Who is there? Who is
Krishna.
there? desiring deliverance from the vices of the age of quarrel. Who is there desiring deliverance from the vices of the age of quarrel? Who is not willing to hear the virtuous glories of the Lord? Yes. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
here desiring deliverance from the vices.
Yeah.
No, in this age, this age of quarrel where everybody wants to win with their own opinion. No, don't want to be the here in the ultimate opinion, with this vibration, with the just gives us this mercy. It is, so attractive and so wonderful. And I'm here every day, so maybe that tells you something. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Govinda Das, replying to Philip Michael, this pass is for all, whether someone is involved in sex life or celibate. Oh,
People do that though, don't they, Tom? They try something new, but they can't let go of the other thing. And then as they get into this something new and it's a lot better, it's really great. They completely let go of the other thing. Sometimes people can't let go of one thing to start something new. They have to just start it to gradually be able to let go of the old thing.
yeah.
It's like that. It's like that in the path. We go from material to spiritual, with Maharaj being the bridge. And now we see the benefit, and we see all the truth. We see the false representations, we see the illusion everywhere. We want to stay in that place of safety, in that place of shelter, and be there and leave the material behind. But and that makes it all gradual, because people are kind of testing the water to move forward on this path.
That is this habit, this attraction, and looking behind. Oh yes, I don't want to leave that.
Yeah, they don't know, do they?
Focus sometimes wants to go back.
Sometimes we go back and test something and see how exhausting, and you don't get no taste from it at all. Let me go see if I go and get some taste from that. But we don't. But here, and now, we get taste every day. Every day, just so much taste, so much. It's like I'm coming to the petrol station to get refilled, get on this juice. So it has to be gradual. It has to be a gradual process because of the way people are so entwined with this material consciousness. And here we can go and check and test and inquire. And we've all been able to do that because of Maharaj. He's allowed us to do that. Oh, wow.
I feel this movement like one step back, learning some lessons from Maya, and then two steps forward, and then one step back and two steps forward.
It feels like that. But on this path now, with Maharaj being our shelter, we're always moving forward, actually.
Yeah, it's very smoothing. It's very
it is. It's not like material, we're always moving forward. People might think, I'll give you an example. People might think that Yamuna's going through purification again. Oh God, it's terrible. But when I've gone through it and I'm it's like I'm going back, but I can't go forward without going through that purification.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes we just need that repulsive energy of no. Let me try back. Oh no, it's not really it's not really my taste anymore. I overcome the taste. It's now I found and then I can focus again forward.
It's true that what you say, but that gets less.
Yeah, it becomes smoother. Yes.
It gets less because where absolute truth is. Where our home is, where we are, where we can be in spirit, so if we're in the mundane, which we can be at times, it just gets less. That's been my experience, and I know it's yours as well. So it just gets less and less, and to have this stability here of these classes, to be able to always come back and be in center, be in focus with the Lord. It's
Sometimes our focus is distracted again by background sounds, like somebody's in labor or something.
that's a funny one. We do get distracted like that, and I understand what you're saying, because if Kruna disturbs me, and I'm not saying I don't disturb him, just like that, coming back here, that disturbance is drowned out. And that's a great thing of being, there's lots of great things, and obviously not with Karuna. He tests me. He tests me all the time. He's helped me. He's helped me purify to a degree. But I was thinking yesterday with, like Prabhupada said, in a second you can be back here. You can. I don't know how long I, stay more than ever, but you can be back here, out of that disturbance, out of that energy. Ooh, that's just yucky now. And be back here because, wow, this is just, I can breathe. And I can rest. Relax.
Yes, and everyone has his own pace and sequence in that process. And it's the smooth, the relaxing faith is that I trust that Krishna is doing the right thing for Karuna at the right time. Everything, all the processes are in Krishna's hands. So I can this relaxing in that Krishna is in charge of all the processes. It's smoothing everything. It makes everything relaxed. And sometimes also very funny. Oh yes, now I can see it's clear that Krishna is doing this with Karuna. Okay, go on.
Lovely call.
That's the process.
So Shama Gori is saying here is the only place to rejoice. Absolutely. All glories to our amazing is that ecstatic?
Rejoice.
Shila Gora Haritas Ki Jai. Yeah. It's so humbling actually being here. What we are given and how people receive it is humbling, because we know we are receiving the Lord and giving the Lord. For me anyway, I know that it is humbling when people really hear what you're saying. Like we can really hear what Maharaj is speaking, sharing with us, and it's just going in like actually like music, and growing into one's maturity. I always think of Vasudev. He wrote this Srimad Bhagavatam in his maturity. And I don't know if it's wrong, Maharaj can correct me, but that's the only way to grow, to be able to grow and, give this message in maturity. Maharaj, the way Maharaj shares this, wow, the greatest gift ever. Oh, you can read that one, Tom.
From Freddie, the long one?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe some other people have to come on to
Don't know. Ask them. Ask the devotees.
Yeah, that's why my way of suggesting. Yeah, maybe some other people can come also, and
Barney, you come.
Okay, and in the meanwhile, I read Freddie's. Replying to Philip Michael. Philip Michael, being a brahmacharya following celibacy, has nothing to do with love of Godhead. Being a brahmachari following celibacy has nothing to do with love of Godhead. It's a rule within the Varnashram Dharma system for that spiritual order. Restraining from sex life as the advantage, you become more loose from your bodily identification because sex life is the strongest expression and identification with the body. But it's not advised to be a celibate if you are too much in passion that would only be artificially repressing your desires. Those who develop the higher spiritual taste will gradually overcome sex desires in a spontaneous way without repressing anything. I feel
Yeah.
the word natural. Srila Garidasi he used a lot the word natural. It will come natural.
Yeah, you just got to get the mercy. You get the mercy, and then you can do it. And that's the mercy is here. Otherwise, you're on that path. Uh, if you don't go for the mercy, then you go to Krishna conscious. They teach you got to renounce, you got to do the Vedic Vaidhi thing, and you got to a lot of austerities, and you got to don't look at a woman and don't all this. You have to be more careful. But when you get the mercy, the Lord Himself takes charge in your heart and purifies you by this attraction. You're on the path of attraction by getting Bhakti Lata Bij. And that's what people get here. And then you overcome by taste. And yeah, and it's not, all of a sudden that now you're just, you have a body, man. You get hungry, you may feel sexual feelings. I've seen so many devotees, they just have the wrong idea about these things. And I got a desire for a woman. It's just, and you think it's wrong, you feel guilty and all these things. No, you got a body, man. You get hungry, do you feel guilty? Oh, I got a desire to eat. Oh my God. People, their heads are all screwed up from renunciates, from people who don't have the mercy and they're confused because that's why the Lord was so hard. He says, you don't try to get I can't be attained that way. Attain me by the mercy of my devotees who have attained that transcendental realization of me. It's the best path, man. That path is available now. Just drop all that crapola that you're doing out there. My God, man. You're wasting your friggin' time going on barking up the wrong tree. All these artificial this and artificial renunciation. Push your desires down, all that. And the demons love it. They mock you. They're mocking people. They mock you. You really desire what we do, but you see, you just push it down. They're mocking them. You could see all these movies about it. They know. They say you got what we got too, and a lot of people they switch over. They think, well, they're right. All this, they switch over. But this is the way that works, man. The Lord, you got to find the deliverer, man. Find by a person empowered by the transcendental potency. Rare, of course, and here especially rare in Vaishnavism, where you get so much of this amazing grace, actually, and in Vaishnavism, this is sorely needed badly. Otherwise, you got all these people. They're giving the example of, hey, man, this is just the way it is, man. You're just going to be repressed and depressed, and you just got to follow, man, because otherwise you're going to hell for years. You know how many people on that guilt trip? Ask Pani, he knows what I'm talking about. Noodles and Pani, they were doing the ISKCON thing, and that's what are you going to do? That's best they can do. This is better, man. This is so much better. I mean, ask Pani. You start giving some witnesses there, Pani, about how you're feeling attraction and to the God that you were born into. Actually, Krishna is natural for the people in India in many ways, and this gives you, when you get the feeling for Krishna, oh, it's so fantastic, man. It's great. Yeah, now you can relax. Your enmity with God is finished now. You have a relationship now, transcendental, and he'll help you in all ways. Always, man. It's amazing. This relationship. Everybody should drop everything, all these other paths, and just come here, man, and get this fantastic relationship. It's so natural. It's with you, who you really are, your source, man. You're just a perfect fit. That's why it says, the scriptures say, Krishna is a friend of everybody. See? And the devotee who realizes that is the happiest person in this world. My Lord is a friend of everybody, man. You know? And that's all we're here to do, is just to lead people to that friend of everybody. The only real friend. Everybody else is cheating you or misleading you on some level, no matter how sentimentally they're doing it. Your dogs, your cats, and your love for them is cheating you ultimately. You're being cheated, man. You're going to be just like that Bart Maharaj. I know it's hard to take Gohar. He's like sandpaper, man. He just tells you out with no compromise. You'll be just like Bart Maharaj. You'll be thinking, oh, my dog. Oh, I love my dog. Oh, I love my cat. Oh, and the time of death, boom, you're back in a cat's body, and that'll teach you a lesson. But I got some even better news for everybody. Don't have to give up your dogs or cats or anything. Love them as much as you want, but come here regularly. And then everything will come in balance. And then at the time of death, you won't be overly infatuated with your dogs and cats. You know, it'll be okay, you know, because you know what true love is and what's eternal. And then you'll bring your dog back to where you're going, you know, to the eternal immortal world. Otherwise, you both go down, your dog, and yourself, because of your out of balance love for the animals. Really. I mean, Srivas Thakur, he had a wife. He had a dog. He even says, he had a dog. And there's no problem. Why? Because he loved God. He loved Krishna. He loved Lord Chaitanya. But if you don't come to the point of loving Lord Chaitanya and find out what that true love is, your dogs, your cats, your wives, and everything are foot shackles for you. Do you think Gohari said this on his own opinion? No, Lord Brahma said this. I'm just reminding everybody, you need a living oracle here to speak the Bhagavatam. Lord Brahma said, if you don't become a devotee, and that means really know what real love is, pure love of God, pure devotion. Your dogs, your love for your dogs, your cats, your love for your wife, your family, your children are all foot shackles. Horrible preaching today, right? It's just terrible. It's the enemy of the universe. Okay, I gotta go run away now. I think I don't want to catch the fallout.
It's so powerful. It's so powerful to dismantle that guilt trip. It's so like suffocating everything. It's so heavy. It's so heavy. So this dismantling, getting rid of that guilt trip is it's so powerful still in many people to stay into that guilt trip. It's really a relief when it's gone.
So you said it. Relief. It's gone.
It's gone. I'm over it. It dissolved into the background. Bye bye. Bye, guilt trip. Let's celebrate that the guilt trip is gone.
It's
Let's have a
really.
party. Let's
What's that word?
celebrate. The guilt trip is gone. It's dismantled.
Okay. I'm going to read these comments by Amy and Shama. Okay, Amy Rose. This really is a shelter where the security is in the truth of true love and actual knowledge of God. What is what we all which is what we all want and need in order to understand who we are and what our real purpose is. Yeah, loving devotion. Yeah, absolutely. Well done. Shamagori, dear Gurudev, by your mercy, we get the right understanding, absolutely, and clarity for everything. Yeah. Thank you so much, Ditto. I am happy in holding on to your lotus. Yay, Shilagari does.
People must be making progress. I thought I was going to be, you know, the worst enemy in the world, and you guys are liking this. That's a really good sign.
Amazing though, Maharaj. I can't begin to think how you were feeling all those years when you were receiving this ecstasy. You know, the Lord was feeding you, and you would, but nobody was listening. Oh wow, Maharaj! Wow, what a journey! What a journey. Yeah, I'm so glad.
A lot of people are still not listening. We got a long ways to go.
Yeah, of course. At least we're here. It's better than nothing. Yeah,
Hey,
it's,
but even with the amount of people we have, it's so satisfying. I mean, if this is what we take back to Godhead, that's okay. But still, I think we got a lot, we got more ammunition and more, yeah, just more people are going to come. It's just because we're going strong, man. As long as
very
no
strong.
nuke goes off. And,
Quality. The quality is just wow. Here is just wow. So, okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. Wow, the comments. Okay, mine have gone now. So, Tom, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I feel there's a natural lead. And sometimes you are leading, your intuition is very enthusiastic for this. Sometimes Sheila Gavidas voice comes in. It's all very natural cocktail, natural soup.
That's like I just echo. I like it. I think it's great. I think it's really great.
Sometimes like some that voice from another dimension, like boo. No, we have energy again. You're awake.
It's great because that's what they use in the films, but they don't have what Maharaj has. Is a pure devotee, and his word, echo or no echo,
Yeah,
it's out there. But yeah,
was one of the rasas was horror. We were talking about one of the rasas was horror. This shaking, wow, shaking you awake.
we have to be there because some people need it. Just the way we are, we need it. I know I've needed it, and I still probably do. One tends to want to just be situated in something instead of moving. Just need to be shaken out, and it gets easier because you want to be shaken out. Thank you. Like not
Yes, thank
like,
you
but
for waking me up. Yes.
yeah, absolutely. Waking me up again, where was I slipping to? But thank you for waking me up again. And not even that, you're further forward.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you
This
never believe.
pulling your up, lifting you up.
Yeah. Always keeping that, always going towards the magnet, like you said. Like that.
Why do I have to remember like somebody is asleep and then he gets a bucket of cold water?
And throws it on them to wake them up.
Yes, that's like shaking someone up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Throwing a bucket of water. Wake up! It's enough. Get out of your sleep. Jago ma.
Here you go. Okay. I don't know.
Shall we read some? This is Amy. Like a garden, this vibration will continue to grow and grow, expanding outward and permeating through this illusionary world. Wow, it's poetic. Yes.
Yes,
Like a
it's becoming like
garden. Like a garden, this vibration will continue to grow and grow, expanding outward and permeating through this illusionary world. By Amy Rose.
I should have a book of poetry.
Oh yes.
Okay, I'm gonna come off because I'm getting tired. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
I'm also getting tired, but
No,
yeah,
no,
I think it's good time now.
tired.
All right, good. We had a good time. And,
I had a great time. It's been wonderful being in this association. Thank you so much.
All
Thanks,
right.
Tom. Devotees.
So everybody have a nice day, and we'll be back in a few hours. We'll rest up, have some
Thank all of you.
go for a walk, and then we'll be back. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Bye bye.